So this is an overview of the final review guide. First of all, we have lithium phosphide. We're supposed to write a formula for that. So you'd write symbol Li and you'd put a little +1 charge because it's got a +1 charge. The IDE ending means that it's a plain element on the periodic table. So you're looking at just phosphorus. I should mention that there is a time when IDE does not mean it's a plain element, and that would be hydroxide, but that's the one that that's the most common exception to that. Usually, IDE means that it's a single element. Hydroxide, however, is OH with a -1 charge. So that's just a little aside, not related to this question. Now if this is +1, that's -3. You're going to have a 3 down here to make that formula correct. If you find rubidium on the periodic table, you'll find that it has a +1 charge. Oxygen's -2, so you have to have Rb2O. You have to have 2 atoms of Rb to match 1 atom of oxygen. Something similar for strontium, except this time the strontium has a +2 charge. The fluorine is -1. So you have to have 2 atoms of fluorine to match the 1 atom of strontium. Cobalt, the 3 means +3 charge. Sulfate is a polyatomic ion. Note the ATE ending. That tells you that's at the bottom of the periodic table and it has a -2 charge. So now you need a common multiple of 2 and 3. So that would be 6. So how many atoms of cobalt would you need to make a +6 charge? That would be 2 of them. And then for the sulfate, it was -2, and you need 3 of those. So 3 times 2 makes 6. 2 times 3 makes 6. For the nickel 2 oxalate, you have nickel with a +2 charge. Oxalate is C2O4 off their periodic table. Once again, that's on the bottom of the table because of the ATE ending. Since nickel's +2 and oxalate's -2, you don't need to do anything else, and that's your whole formula. Yes. This is Elijah coming in to ask for a Learning Lab pass.
Huh?
So I'm going to show you really quickly how to do the grams in 1 mole for the first one, but I'm not going to do all of them. Elijah, just hang on a minute, I'll get it. So lithium is +1, or we already said that. You have 3 atoms of lithium. Each lithium atom has a mass of 6.9 something on the periodic table. So 6.94 is actually what it says. We're going to round that off to 7. So we'd have 7 times 3, and we'd have 31 times 1. So 7 times 3 is 21, plus 31. So 21 and 31 would be 52. That would be the mass then of 1 mole. So you find the mass of 1 mole by just adding up the weights, and that's why it says 52 right there. Okay, I'll go down and do one more down here for cobalt and sulfate. If you look at cobalt on the periodic table, its mass is 58.9. We'll just call it 59. So cobalt's 59. How many atoms of cobalt in this formula? Looks like 2, so you can multiply that by 2. So 59 times 2. There is a sulfur inside the parentheses, but there is a 3 outside the parentheses, so that really means that there are 3 sulfurs. Each sulfur weighs 32, so we multiply that by 3. Oxygen is 16. There are 4 oxygens inside the parentheses. There's a 3 outside the parentheses, so we're going to multiply that by 12 because 3 times 4 is 12, and then the weight of the atom is 16. So if you add up 59 and 2 and 32 times 3, which is 96, and 16 times 12, you get a total number of 406. So I just did that to double check my answer, and that's what it says it is over here. Then the last part of the first section, there are always 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles in a mole, no matter what the substance is, because a mole is just a number of things. So that's the end of the first section of the class, or the test, that is, or the final review guide is what I'm trying to say. All right, so I'll go on with questions, starting with question 6 in the next little video.